Okay, I'd like to call to order the Board of Public Works Committee meeting together. Clerk Kramer, roll call, please.
Alderman Ted Grady. Here. Alderman Rapella. Here. Alderman Nichols. Here. Alderman Taylor. Here. Alderman Sevenick. Here. Alderman Langdon.
Here.
Alderman Schmidt. Here. Alderman Tom Grady.
Here. Thank you. First order is the minutes to approve from the July 20th, 2020 meeting. Do I have a motion? Alderman Taylor.
Thank you, Chair. I'll make a motion to approve the July 20th, 2020 minutes.
I have a motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Ted Grady. Minutes are approved. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, got to take a vote, please. Oh.
Voice vote or roll call?
Voice. Just say all those in favor.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No, nay, not, minutes are approved? Yeah, we never, okay. First order, we have 3 discussion action items. First one is the payment for Northeast Asphalt, Inc., contract unit number 2020-01. That's for the street reconstruction and rehabilitation. That's in the amount of $147,882.70. Payment number 1. Alderman Taylor.
I'll make a motion to approve payment Northeast Wisconsin as read by the chairman.
I have a motion. Second? Second by Alderman Ted Grady. Is there any discussion? Well, first, Alderman, Chair. Oh, Corey.
Thank you. This is progress payment for the 2020-01 street construction project, primarily covering the storm sewer on 7th Street, excavation of Manitowoc Street, and partial excavation on De Pere Street, I believe.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion? Clerk, roll call, please. Or yes. Thank you.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. Number 2 is a change order for the U.S. Petroleum Equipment. That's for the Public Works Construction Project. 2 fuel product dispensers. That's an add of $11,130. Change order number 10. Alderman Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll make a motion to approve the change order for U.S. Petroleum Equipment as read by the chairman.
I have a motion. Second. Any second? Second. Second by Ann Schmidt. Director Adam.
In regards to what we have is our existing fuel dispensers aren't that old, and we had every intention of trying to reuse them. And it was just an oversight on our part when we tried to configure the above ground storage tanks. That also means that your piping is above ground, and that's the advantage of having the above ground system, so that you can immediately detect any leaks. Our pumps are single product dispensers, which would mean that, and there are many times that we have our garbage trucks or snow plowing efforts that we have our diesel, primarily our bigger trucks. If we'd have to only be able to fill up one at a time, it would take a while. This way we can fill up 2 different vehicles at the same time. Again, above ground tanks, you do not need to have the automatic tank monitoring system, which is going to run you about the same amount of money as this would. So we are recommending that we go with the new two product dispensers.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. Number 3 is a change order. It's for Myron Construction Company, Inc., That's for the Public Works Construction Project. It's for the ceiling paint, and that's an add of $34,416. Change order number 11, Director Adam.
So when we entered into the agreement with Myron, we took advantage of value engineering and we removed about $52,000 for painting the vehicle storage. The question at that time is, A, is it necessary? And B, is if we chose to do that, that was something that we felt that we could do in-house with staff, providing we had funds available. In our discussions here, we're to a point where we have to make a decision whether we're going to do something or not in there because of all the coordination with the subs in order to be able to turn this over to us by the time the snow flies. Talking with our architect and then the construction manager, everything comes primed. And to me, it's not that big of a deal that part of it's white and then the bar joists are gray. But they're just primered, and both the architect and the construction manager are strongly recommending that we at least paint the bar joists, and then when you're gonna paint the bar joists, that you might as well do the ceiling at the same time. It's an added level of protection against corrosion and the integrity of the roof support system. So again, if you look at our project contingency fund, we believe as though that we can afford to do this. Again, this is something that we took out hoping that we would have some money to be able to do it. And then we're still holding off on the walls because that is something that we can do, you know, at our leisure if we choose to do that. Truth be told, I think that we're leaning towards not painting the walls, just so everyone's aware. We feel as though that it's going to be a clean enough look as it is, and it's vehicle storage area. So we're recommending that we approve this change order and get this slotted in our schedule to get the ceiling and the bar joists painted.
Thank you. Alderman Taylor?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll make the motion to approve the change order Byron Construction Company as read by the chairman.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Randy Rapella. Any further discussion? Alderman Ted Grady?
Thank you, Chair. Question for Director Alex. Could you paint the ceiling at a later date with your own crew? Or is it going to be, with the vehicles in there and everything, it just wouldn't make sense?
Could we? Probably. The other thing is, what they're gonna do is they're gonna try and get in there, obviously when there's no vehicles in the way, but some of the electrical rough ends, we're trying to get those in to get those painted. We may run into an issue with the lights after the fact, HVAC equipment, rollering it versus spraying it. So, is it possible? Yes. I don't have a breakdown as far as what the product would be as far as the paint versus labor, but.
Wouldn't you feel also that if you're not going to paint the walls, you figured you didn't need that? Or, I don't understand, because I can see the condensation and stuff for the ceiling, but wouldn't you also want to do the walls too?
Well, the walls are gonna be precast, they're concrete, and they're going to be gray, and a lot of times what we found when we checked with other communities that have painted their walls, then you gotta make sure that you're always washing them and keeping them in order for appearance, to make sure that it's always looking clean. So that's one of the reasons why we're debating on the walls themselves to start with, but.
Okay, no, I appreciate the input, thank you.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. By Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Tom Grady. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Nay, we are adjourned.